and welcome back to my channel. This is episode 2. Yes, I made a second episode. No, I didn't think I was going to. Here we are, episode 2. We're gonna talk all about my bike, all the mods that I've done, all the parts that I love, companies that I'm working with. Excited to have you here. Let's talk two-stroke. The first two-stroke I ever had was a 105 XC. And if you've ever ridden one of those, you know that they are snappy as hell and they love to do wheelies. Although that bike was pretty crazy, it taught me a lot about my clutch and a lot about just getting comfortable with lifting the front tire, which is, you know, a huge skill to have, especially when you move up to a full-size bike. The bike I had after that was a 105 XC, also a great bike. Didn't quite have the power delivery I was looking for, but I did learn a lot as well on that bike. I now ride a 2022 300 XCW, and this thing is a beast. A lot of people like to call 300s tractors because they will just tractor up anything. They just have a really smooth power delivery, and I love that about this bike. But I also love how kind of monstrous the bike feels and how I kind of feel like I'm riding a unicorn. It's a big bike, it's heavy, it has a lot of power, so if that's not something that you're looking for or comfortable with, then I wouldn't recommend just jumping into that. A lot of people think that the bike is just super easy to ride, which is true. If you have experience riding dirt bikes, it definitely is easy to ride, but it is a lot of power. So I am an advocate for you riding whatever bike you want to ride. Matter how tall you are or whatever, but it is a lot of bike. Keep that in mind. I'm pretty small. I'm 5'5" on a good day. I sit more around the, 5'4" mark when I'm slouching. I do feel small. The bike does feel heavy at times, but that's why I make sure that I'm taking care of myself, going to the gym, keeping my body strong so that if I do drop the bike or get in a hairy situation, I can get myself out of it and I can maneuver that bike. I've also taken time to learn some skills that have helped me a lot to maneuver the bike without actually having to muscle it around. My bike is a TPI, so fuel injected. I used to have a lot of problems with my 150. I like to just call it a lemon because it was a lemon straight from the dealership. It had so many problems. It would just foul spark plugs. It didn't have any power. It lugged all the time. Just wasn't a good bike. I did put a lot of work into it to try to get it, up and running better, but my 300 has had no problems. I have the XCW model, which is designed for the woods. I love it because I primarily ride single track enduro. I do love hitting obstacles and logs and tires and concrete and all that stuff. Bike is just perfect for the style of riding that I love. Now that we've covered my history with two-strokes, let's head outside to my covered parking area and check out my bike. Let's go! Okay, so let's talk bike mods. Here's my beautiful bike. The 2022 300 XCW. Since I'm a smaller rider, I've done a few mods to make the bike lower so that I can at least get a tippy toe on the ground when I need to. I don't have my feet down very often. I'm usually riding on the peg standing up, but if I need to put a foot down, I'd like to have a little bit more reach. So I've done a few things to make the bike fit for me. First thing that was important for me was getting my suspension dialed for my weight. I'm about 5'5", I weigh 130 pounds. The stock spring that this bike comes with, I believe the rear spring is around 160 pounds. So way too stiff. I went and saw the guys at RMR Suspensions in Abbotsford, BC, and they took care of this baby for me. They put a softer rear spring in the back. For my weight, they put a 30 mil lowering kit in my front suspension with softer springs. And they're actually going to do some more work for me soon to get it tuned up even more for woods riding. Highly recommend going in and getting someone like RMR. If you're not in the area and you can't go see them, go find someone in your area and get them to set up your suspension for your weight so the bike feels right for you. A piece of protection that I have on my bike now is the P3 pipe guard. I also have a gas tank cover. And they're made out of carbon. They're amazing. I bash my pipe a lot, and this thing offers so much protection and just adds life to your pipe because it's going to take a lot of that abuse. And so far, I'm really impressed with how it's protected it. It also just looks really badass, so yeah. In addition, I have a skid plate. I have rear rotor guard. I have fork guards. I have front rotor guards. For my rear sprocket, I have one from Dirttricks. It's awesome. They customized it for me, so it actually has my Instagram handle on it, which is kind of cool. But aside from that, great performance. Love that sprocket. I've also changed out my shifter. I actually smashed it this summer, so I ended up getting a different one, but I like this one more. It has a little bit more flexibility, and it can get knocked over and hit, and it doesn't break. I took off my stock exhaust, so I have an FMF pipe, which has the silencer and spark arrestor, which you need to ride in a lot of areas, so swap that puppy out pretty much right when I got it. I have a lower seat. It's shaved from KTM. Helps me to get my feet down a little bit further. In addition to that, I have Swingarm protectors. I have rad guards. I have low-rise handlebars. They're 30 mils. I really like a low-rise handlebar. I feel more in control. I can get kind of tighter into my corners. It's been a game changer. For tires, I am running the IRC JX8 gummy on the rear and the Dunlop MX33 on the front. I am still using tubes. I haven't switched to Moose yet. I think I will do that next summer, but for now I've just been running tubes, and so far so good. So I broke the little foot on my kickstand. I didn't feel like spending a ridiculous amount of money to buy this stock kickstand or research another one to get, so my friend just welded a little piece together and did a little custom job for me. Thank you, Matt. It works great. Maybe a little extra weight, but it works great. I also have this little handle on the side, which works pretty great for when you need to drag your rear around. I don't use it as often as I thought I would. I've contemplated taking it off just because it's a bit bulky, but I do use it from time to time, so we'll see. I also have a clutch cover and a flange guard. For the wrap job, it is custom. It's got a grizzly bear on there. It's beautiful. My friend Jessie did it for me. Go check her out. And that's Leatt. Now, all these mods and parts I put on and everything work for me. They might not work for you, so I'll recommend them. You can try them. You can even let me know what you think, but they're for me. I would love to hear what extra things you've added or changed on your bike that have made your riding experience better. Drop those into the comments. No unsolicited advice, please. But seriously, I would love to hear all about your bike and your setup. So drop me a comment. That would be awesome. That wraps up episode 2. I'm gonna try to make these videos once a week. I'll also have some shorts thrown in there. You can see shorts on my channel. They're just short clips that I'm posting from basically like Reels and TikTok. You can also check me out on other social media platforms. I'm just this everywhere. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. They will slowly get better and maybe more interesting. I would love for you to drop me some tips. If you make YouTube videos and you have some advice, I'd love to hear it. It's not goodbye, it's see you later. Until next week, Wednesday, maybe. See you then.